Games own your ass harder than Metallica owns metal. Think about that for a second. Hours of your life spent obeying an inanimate object's every whim. Shoot this, pick this up, stick this in your But sometimes games take this too far. They lure you in, making you think you have some power over decisions, and then take it away quicker than Microsoft changed the Xbox One. So sit back, relax, and let's enjoy 7 choices that games pretended you had, but you really didn't, because you're a schmo. Number 7. The Last of Us. The Last of Us is great. I mean that too. Before I sat down to play it over a lazy bank holiday weekend, I remember thinking, this is going to be gubbins. But after I was finished, I thought it was one of the best games ever made. With that said, there was one part as Naughty Dog's epic came to a close that confused the baloney out of me. Oh, and spoilers. Even though by this point, if you haven't played it, it's on you. When Joel is trying to rescue Ellie from the hospital, snarling and shooting his way through a bunch of innocent people, you're placed in a scenario where it seems like the choice is yours. As your young friend lies on an operating table so she can cure the entire world, your decision is simple. Do you stab yet another guiltless doctor in the face and steal this human being? Or do you turn around, understand the need for the greater good and walk away? I was so convinced this is what Naughty Dog was allowing me to do, I stood there like a jabroni for ages trying to make up my mind. Then I caused wanton destruction, picked up my mate and left. But even then I was convinced there was another direction I could take, so I loaded up my save and tried again. I was wrong though. There was no way to choose your path, and I was just a jackass sat there with a controller in my hand. Number 6. The Walking Dead. A lot has been made of The Walking Dead and whether Telltale are actually giving you choice or just creating the illusion of choice. Either way, the developer does a really good job in making everything you do in the series matter, even if it is one big ruse and you're the moron buying into it all. It's only fair to say that the decisions you do make in The Walking Dead have an impact. What you decide to do can kill people for goodness sake. But take a step back from it all and ultimately these choices don't actually switch where the story goes. You can't stop Lily from doing certain things no matter which path you take, meaning all you're really doing is smashing your hand into a pad before a timer runs out. It works though, right? How often did you panic and side with someone and then instantly regret it? It may be one big lie, but it's a lie that works awfully well. Number 5. Mass Effect 3. Right, here we go. Time for maniacs across the world to explode once again as they remember what happened at the end of Mass Effect 3. But when BioWare's trilogy came to an end, it did kinda go fuck you. All those choices you made don't matter. Now pick a door and see what prize you've won. Think of that. So much time contemplating about whether Morden lives or dies. Is the genophage a good thing or a bad thing? Should I have sex with that blue alien? None of it mattered. None of it, because at the end some ghost kid talked smack to you and sent you on your merry way. You'd have been better off playing Gears of War. Ain't no messing around there. Number 4. The Old Republic. Are you playing the Old Republic? If you are, it's probably the equivalent to living in a small village. Because there's hardly anyone there, you know everyone. We all know that EA should have just made KOTOR 3 in the same vein as the other ones. But they didn't. So there's nothing really to say about that, apart from As you'd expect though, the game is littered with choices given its heritage. The problem, however, is that they don't mean anything. You may think you're having a grand impact on the game, but really you've just got your hands down your pants. Such fallout is even sillier in regards to Star Wars because you can choose to be well good or well bad. When there's no real consequence, it's kind of like, what's the point? In the Old Republic, you get taken to the same end chapters no matter what nonsense you're getting up to. You can even call someone a wet fish to their face and they'll still come with you on your space journey or whatever it is people do in Star Wars. Speak Klingon or something. Essentially, everything just weaves down one path, so you have no power over anything. Number 3. BioShock Infinite. Remember how good the original BioShock was at toying with your emotions and taking the idea of choice and flipping it on its head? It simultaneously made everyone just stand up, get naked, and run around free because they were in awe of what had been achieved. Then Infinite came along and changed everything. There are multiple points in BioShock Infinite where you're deliberately given the illusion of choice. Who to throw the ball at, whether to kill that army dude, which pendant to choose. All that is pushed in your face because the game wants you to think you're part of some grand plan, that your actions are building towards something huge. That huge thing is the equivalent of BioShock flipping you off though. It decides you're a mug for even thinking this would be a thing, and the theme of fate or predestined occurrences, such as there always being a girl and there always being a lighthouse, is what life is really about. You're just an ass clown. Number 2. Fable 2. Do you know what Fable 2 builds up to? One huge choice. One huge choice that Molyneux teased more than Overwatch teases its players with microtransactions. After you've killed Fable 2's big bad guy, you're presented with 3 options. You can sacrifice and resurrect the people who were killed by the Tattered Spire, love and resurrect your dog, sister and family, or wealth, where you resurrect 1 million gold pieces into your wallet. The problem here though is that no matter how you played the game, you still get presented with these choices. You can be Mr. or Mrs. Pricknose and then still be asked if you want your fake dog back. Why does it matter what I did beforehand then? How has it had any impact on proceedings if we all end up at the same place anyway? Ultimately, none of this has any impact on the game, and even the reward you get at the end is a bit pointless. You've got more out of just getting up and turning your console off. Number 1. Tetris. You thought you had the choice to stop playing Tetris, but you didn't. Here we are in 2016 and everyone is still playing it, cautiously unaware that the best game ever was actually developed in 1984 while everyone else plays catch-up to a pile of bricks. Good luck with that. Make sure you click the subscribe button to subscribe to VideogamerTV, and click the left video to see 5 video game bosses you shouldn't have killed, but did anyway because you're an ass, and click the right video for 6 great games you totally forgot about. And then go and share this video, so then everybody can come and join the fun.